Hello everyone, today in this video we will fight against the atmosphere of our world around us, and today I will just refer to one tiny little but beautiful book I read recently. The book is entitled The Sumerian Anunnaki Sumerians actually, by Ryan Moorhan. Mr. Ryan Moorhan is the former Iraqi veteran from the US Army, and when he was serving in Iraq, he got enthralled by origins of civilization. Actually, he was in the right place, because in this civilizational cycle, because I think in our world, civilization for the first time didn't start 5,500 years ago, more or less, but civilization started many times and collapsed and later restarted again. So this civilization cycle started in the valleys of great rivers like Euphrates and Tigris is in Mesopotamia. So land in between rivers, the name means, and Mr. Moore, and also in the Nile Valley in Egypt, Nile Delta actually, and valley. When Mr. Ryan Moorhan was in the best place to start such considerations, and after his service in Iraq, he started his studies in theology and in the Sumerian civilization, and he produced many small little books that are very informative. And the books I was reading recently, the Anunnaki Sumerians, treat about possible beginnings of Sumerian civilization. So Mr. Moorhan postulates that first group of people that brought civilization to this region, civilization like basic skills, so farming, craftsmanship, and some construction skills like making bricks, just erecting buildings and so on. So was brought by very mysterious group of people called Anunnaki. Most likely they came from the direction of the Persian Gulf. It's debated where they came from, most likely from, for sure, from the territories of nowadays Bahrain, but what was their real homeland we don't know. The thing we know is that their language, so Sumerian language, they were using, and we know only from ancient inscriptions written in the cuneiform script, so wedge-like symbols, is the language that doesn't fit to any known linguistic family. I mean the one that is alive and the one that is extinct, and we know, so it should be classified as extinct language. And later we have to be aware that Sumerians didn't come to the empty space. It's first thing. Later Semites were slowly infiltrating their territories, and the very interesting thing Mr. Moorhan, that made me a little bit surprised, points out is that inhabitants of some Sumerian land who were speaking Sumerian and speaking Akkadian, the oldest known Semitic language, actually didn't see themselves very much differ from each other in terms of culture and appearance, but they had really strong sense of being different from the people from outside, like from nomadic people who were living outside the cities, outside the Tigris and Euphrates Valley, but they didn't see themselves different, despite the fact some of the cities were dominated quite quickly by Akkadian speaking population, some of the cities were dominated by Sumerian speaking population. It's a very surprising surprising information I found in this book, and this book goes from the considerations of the beginning of Sumerian civilization from mysterious Anunnaki, who seemingly later got mixed with other people they mentioned they met in this territory of modern Iraq. Later it goes briefly through their history and ends up in the 22nd century before Christ, when the descendants of Gudia, so the the great leader of one of the first leaders of the third dynasty of Ur, the last Sumerian Renaissance. Actually, the son of Gudea restored the rule of the Sumerians over the southern Iraq, and the last final renaissance of Sumerian culture and civilization took place. It's a really interesting book, full of some hypotheses about Anunnaki people who brought the civilization to ancient Iraq, and the relations between Sumerian and Akkadian people and other people from outside the cities, with which Sumerian and Akkadian population interacted, and they see themselves different from the people outside. But despite the fact that they were speaking different languages, the people living within Mesopotamian cities, they didn't see themselves culturally or even most likely ethnically different. It's really surprising. So it shows us really complex character of the Sumerian civilization, and small little book of Mr. Ryan Murhan will encourage many other people to study more very mysterious history of civilization of Mesopotamia. All the best, have a nice day, bye.